There's a fact that professionals who manage energy versus time are 40 to 50% more productive long time.
Welcome to the Chinda Chinda YouTube channel, your ultimate destination for exploring the realms of effective leadership, business success strategies, and transformative organizational change. Join us on an exciting journey where we not only learn but also live and lead with purpose. Elevate your skills, expand your mindset, and unlock your full potential on this platform. Don't forget to subscribe and become a vital part of our thriving community today. We're excited to have you with us.
Before you can lead a business, before you can lead a team, before you can lead a movement, before you can lead a company, before you can lead your family well, before you can lead a nation, you have to lead yourself first. Doesn't matter whether you are a corporate individual, you're a corporate leader, you are a founder, you're an entrepreneur. This is very, very important. Let me ask you, can you follow you? Can you follow your character? Can you follow your lifestyle? Can you follow your thoughts, your words? Can you follow your behavior? Because if your habits and thoughts and mindsets and emotional discipline were the standards of leadership in your organization, in your family, in your business, in your nation, would that team succeed? The truth is this: you cannot give what you do not live. You can't give what you do not live. And until you master the act of self-leadership, no title, no platform, no vision can carry you very far. I love what John Maxwell said. Everything rises and falls on leadership, but leadership always rises and falls first on the inside. Think about that. I mean, I'm a John Maxwell leadership trainer, coach, and speaker, and I know this firsthand that this man speaks the truth always. Everything rises and falls on leadership. So let's talk a little bit about self-leadership. And I want you to reflect over how you lead and what you do. Because for you to actually impact your organization, your company, your startup, your business, your family, you need to lead yourself first. So let's talk about what leadership, let's talk about what self-leadership is not. It's not self-reliance. Self-leadership is not about doing everything alone. It's about taking responsibility while still seeking wise counsel, mentorship, and divine alignment. Self-leadership is not about professionalism. It is not about never falling or never failing. It's about being honest when you do and learning fast than most people. Self-leadership is not just time management. Managing your time is a tool, but leading yourself is a lifestyle. Emotional leading, mental leading, spiritual leading, and behavioral leading. So self-leadership is not just time management. It's not an ego-driven independence. True self-leaders are humble. They don't isolate. They grow through feedback and connection. I want you to think about, as we share, the self-leadership is not being busy all the time. Self-leadership is about intentional focus, not chaotic emotion, not chaotic motion. Many busy people are poor self-leaders. So busyness does not equate into an effective leader. Self-leadership is not reactive living. If your day controls you, you are not leading it at all. Leadership begins with design, not default. You plan, you execute. Self-leadership is not controlling others. Leadership begins within, not above. You are not a true leader if you can't control your attitude, your habits, your emotions, and your reactions when things happen. The fact that you control people, you micromanage people in a way that is so toxic, that's not self leadership. Self leadership is not an emotional suppression. Great leaders don't stuff emotions. They process, they channel them into action with maturity and clarity. Self leadership is not always doing what you like or what you think you like. Self leadership demands discipline. It demands, especially when motivation is low and no one is watching. Self leadership is not image management. You don't lead to be liked, you lead to impact, rooted in truth and in alignment, not based on performance. So you can see that sometimes we do things that we call self leadership, but actually, in fact, it isn't. So, self leadership is basically the ability to intentionally influence yourself first towards your highest calling, regardless of how you feel. It's the ability to intentionally think, feel, and act towards the highest standard, the highest goal. John Maxwell style leadership. So when you're able to manage your thoughts, when you're able to manage your actions with the right values, when you're directing your emotions under pressure that can still produce motivation and impact, when you're holding yourself to a very high standard when no one is watching, that's you trying to lead yourself. I love what this McKinsey survey said. He said 82% of executives believe that self leadership is the top skill gap holding back next generation leadership effectiveness. Can you imagine that? Yeah, that might sound familiar. Yet less than 15% of them invest in it personally. We need leaders that are fully aware that self leadership is critical. But very few people still take this seriously. Very few people invest their time in it. That's to show that we have so many leaders that aren't reading. That's to show that we have so many leaders that possibly are not leading right. And it's not very difficult to find out. We can easily see the impact and the consequence of poor leadership everywhere when they don't effectively lead from the inside today. And that's very, very important. However, why is self leadership important? Why does it matter more than ever right now? Well, here's the truth. Your outer world can never outperform your inner world. Your outer world can never outperform your inner world. Your team won't do what you say, they will do what you model. So, what are you modeling to the team? They will only do what you model, not what you say. If you can't lead your schedule, if you can't lead your thoughts, if you can't lead your life consistently, no one will trust you to lead theirs. And it's very easy to see this. It's very easy to find this about you. You become the thermostat, not the thermometer. So you set the tone, you don't just react to it. This is really important because self leadership, it builds credibility before influence. People don't follow titles, they follow examples. Question is, are you a good example for them to follow? It prevents burnout and eternal sabotage. You don't just crash when external pressures rises because your internal compass is rooted. Self-leadership will multiply your impact. A leader who leads themselves well multiplies leaders and not just followers. There was a research on Gallup that says 1 in 5 employees feel truly inspired by their leaders. The missing piece, self-led example, not just direction. You don't just want to be known for someone to just give direction. Do you show those direction with proper examples so they can model you? That's who a leader is in an organization, in a company, in the family. Great leaders lead by example. An example starts by looking at yourself in the mirror. If you wouldn't follow yourself, why would someone else follow you? As your principle. So first of all, look at yourself. Self-leadership. Can I be followed? That's very important. Because if you can't follow yourself, if you can't do what you say you're going to do, then why would somebody else do so? So I want to talk to you very briefly. What are the secrets to mastering self-leadership? Number one, lead your mind before it leads you. You know, the Holy Book in Proverbs 23:7, it said, as a man thinks in his heart, so he is. As a man thinks in his heart, so he is. So your thoughts are seeds, your habits are the harvest. Negative self-talk, fear, comparison, they will hijack your ability to grow. So train your mind daily to act in a way that it empowers you. Train your mind daily like an athlete. Input determines output. So, what are you putting in your mind? What are you listening to? What are you feeding yourself on a daily basis? Because you can only lead your mind before it leads you. Journal your dominant thoughts. Are they vision driven or they're victim driven? What is the thing pushing you? What are the things holding you accountable every single day as you try to lead? And this is why you need to think about what is in your mind. What are you thinking about? What is the dominant thought in your mind? Is it vision driven? Is victim driven? Number two, master your mornings. On the first hour, master your mornings. The way you start your day often determines how you live your life. Your first 60 minutes, your first 120 minutes, they are your internal leadership boardroom. This is so critical because you need to build a time of solitude, a time of reflection, a time of learning, a time of goal setting, a time of review, a time of taking stock. This helps you to prepare yourself for the day and for whatever is going to happen as you begin to do things during the day. 92% of high performing leaders have a morning routine that includes reflection, spiritual practice, or strategic review. These are high performing leaders. I love the way John Maxwell normally talk about his morning rituals. 10 minutes for silence, 10 minutes for scripture leadership principle, 10 minutes for writing or planning, 10 minutes for gratitude, 10 minutes for stretching and walking, 10 minutes for declaring who you are becoming. That's just simple John Maxwell morning ritual. I mean, you can take that or you can modify it, but you need to find a time of solitude in the morning to empower yourself, to empower your mind before your day gets busy. Number three, build non-negotiables that define your leadership. Standards are more powerful than rules. Do you have standards? Do you have principles that are strong that you cannot negotiate anything less than what you've set for yourself? Rules are external. Okay. Standards are eternal agreement with your future self. This is what I stand for. So set 3 to 5 core daily standards. I will speak life. I'm not going to speak fear. I will finish what I start that very day or modify it to ensure you finish what you start regardless. I will grow every day, even if it's just a small, tiny amount. So challenge yourself daily. Write your 5 personal leadership standards and leave them out boldly, courageously. Because wires, these things will rewire your thinking, rewire your behavior, and make sure that you show up strong and powerfully. Number four, manage energy. Number four, manage energy, not just time. It is not how many hours you work, it is the quality of the energy you bring. Energy is your leadership currency. You lead poorly when you are depleted, when you are impatient, when you are unclear, when you are inconsistent, when you are angry, when you are just full of pride and ego. Professionals who manage energy versus time are 40 to 50% more productive long time. And this is from Tony Swell's Harvard Business School. Okay, let's say that again. There's a fact that professionals who manage energy versus time are 40 to 50% more productive long time. And this is from Harvard Business Review. So build an energy calendar. I mean, think about what will empower you, what will help you to be more creative, what will help you to be more reflective, prayerful, joyful, you know, what will help you to remove any kind of blocks, any kind of thing that is not making you to be the best of you every single day. So build an energy calendar, mark 3 weekly stuff you do, something that just gives you that edge in your leadership, especially from a personal perspective. Number 5, be accountable to something bigger than you. Now, the strongest leaders are the ones that are most submitted. The question is, who do you answer to beside you? Right? What values are you anchoring yourself to? What inner compass keeps you grounded when the applause fades? I mean, you're not going to be praised all the time. You're not going to have all these accolades all the time. But what keeps you grounded? What keeps you strong? And I love what Jesus said in Matthew 20:26. He said, whosoever wants to be great must become a servant. So self-leadership grows when you are aligned with, number one, a mentor, number two, a mission, a moral compass, and a spiritual call. We are to be servants, servant to a greater cause, servant to a greater movement, servant to a greater influence and impact. The question is, are you ready to become that? Are you ready to ensure that you are able to master self leadership in a way that can impact more lives? And how do you do that? How do you start mastering self leadership? Let's say, for instance, this week, right now that you're listening to this, how do you start doing that? Number one, schedule a weekly personal boardroom. Okay, we talked about routines. What are you going to do during that time? Are you going to, think about what you're going to do? Are you going to read? Are you going to think? What are the things you're going to do right from that moment that you woke up? This is your hour. This is your time. About your habits, about triggers, about your wins, about your lessons, about your creativity, about your development. Do something so that you can align properly as you begin your day. Number two, identify the one thing breaking your self leadership. And what's this one habit, thoughts, pattern, or excuse that is sabotaging you from, giving yourself fully to self leadership? Just find that, kill it, replace it, and build the habit that will lead you to always move forward. Number three, join or start a leadership circle. This is very powerful. Surround yourself with people that will build you up, people that will lift you up, people that will encourage you, people that give you positive feedback, people that believes in you, people that knows that there is more to you than where you are right now. You rise to the level of your community and your commitment to grow. If you're in a circle that is not serving you, if you're in a circle that is not supporting you, or you have developed a lone ranger kind of leadership, you will not fully develop to the point that you become more impactful, more influential, and change more lives. So find a community, find a place whereby you can walk yourself to change and to be a better version of yourself on a daily basis. As I begin to wrap this up, I just want to say something. You don't become great by just chasing leadership. You become great by living it when no one sees it. Before your team grows, before your platform expands, and before you influence Before your influence multiplies, you must win in the dark, win in the private, win in the mirror. This is powerful because if you cannot self lead yourself, then how do you think you're able to make the kind of impact you envisioned? So start with the transformation that takes place when no one is watching, when no one is seeing, because it's going to show eventually. And I want to encourage all potential leaders here, professionals, entrepreneurs, business people, that you can lead yourself starting today. Just put on the comment box there. Tell me what you think about this. How do you lead yourself? Tell me in the comment, what are your own rituals? What are the things you hold so dear that helps you to be the best version of yourself on a daily basis? How do you show up in the morning? What are the things that are non-negotiable in your own life? Because future of leadership belongs to those who master themselves. And I can tell you now, are you going to be one of those that will master themselves? If you find this useful, please share with another professional, another entrepreneur, another person, another man, or someone that can just benefit from this, because self leadership is something that we all need to take very seriously if we want to build legacy, if we want to impart generations that are going to come before us. And first, the impart the ones we can see now, and it starts with you. I can't wait to speak to you in the next video. Enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, this is about leadership. And my name is Chinda Chinda. And I can hope to meet you again. Cheers.